Looking for a European getaway in Orlando, Florida? Disney's Riviera Resort is the newest Disney Vacation Club hotel on Disney World property, but does that new label make this thing your go-to place to stay, or does it leave much to be desired by many who stay there? Let's find out together here on DFB Guide. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog. Disney's Riviera Resort is an artistic, European-themed deluxe hotel that showcases breathtaking art and landscapes through its modern designs, while also including that classic Disney World charm we know and love. But do the unique resort offerings here make that high price tag worth the investment, or are you better off resting your head somewhere else each night? Today, we're going to be taking an in-depth look at this hotel, ranging from its theming to its value, room sizes, transportation methods, and exclusive offerings. Grab your passport and paintbrushes. Let's get this European-themed vacation started. So, like I previously mentioned, Disney's Riviera Resort is influenced by elements of 20th century Europe. Imagineers incorporated both modern and classic components here, which give this resort a contemporary, elegant feel. The Riviera is based on Walt Disney's European travels, which inspired lots of his creative endeavors. They even inspired those park icons we know and love, like Sleeping Beauty Castle in Disneyland and Cinderella Castle in Magic Kingdom. Black and white photos of Walt Disney and his family line the hallways and pay homage to his history and the European inspiration incorporated into his projects. Iconic Disney characters are also sprinkled in throughout the theming, like a giant yet subtle hidden Mickey hanging above the porte cochere, extravagant Peter Pan and tangled murals that you've got to take pictures with if you're here. It's kind of an unspoken requirement, and posters of classic Disney films translated to Italian and French. The color scheme of the hotel is sleek and simple, with calming grays accentuated by pops of red and blue. Plus, the views from the top of the Riviera are impressive and add to its overall atmosphere. Topolino's Terrace, the resort's rooftop restaurant, which I'll talk about more in just a second, offers great sights of the surrounding area. Bonus points, you can even see multiple fireworks shows up there at night. So yeah, the resort is drop dead gorgeous, but honestly, a lot of those deluxe Disney resorts are. Disney's Polynesian Village, anyone? Boardwalk Inn? Well, that one's a little outdated. The freshly remodeled Contemporary Resort? There are some pretty high standards that Riviera is competing against here, so let's see if this hotel can be more than just a pretty face. Let's talk location. Much like real estate, location can be vital when you're on a Disney vacation, unless you plan on not leaving the hotel during your trip ever. Then I guess it really doesn't matter, but something tells me you're going to want to leave at some point. When choosing a hotel, it's important to factor in A, how close it's going to be to the Disney parks, and B, what types of complimentary transportation you're going to be able to use. Since the Riviera is in the Epcot resort area, you can get to this park easy peasy by hopping on a Skyliner and being carried over via Sky Gondola. But another great thing about this park's location, it's also pretty close to Hollywood Studios. Again, all you need to do is hop on a connecting Skyliner, bada bing bada boom, you'll be there in no time, usually. Unless the Skyliner lines are bonkers long, which they can be at the beginning of the day and the end of the night. Thanks to the Skyliner system, you'll also have access to other Epcot area hotels like Caribbean Beach, Art of Animation, Pop Century, Boardwalk Inn, Disney's Yacht and Beach, and even the Walt Disney World Swan and Dolphin and Swan Reserve hotels. And there's a lot of good food there, by the way. But let's talk about price tag. Talking about the location of this hotel is nice, but I was buttering you up before the harsh point, the price. Once I drop those number estimates, it's going to be up to you whether everything else we talk about is going to be worth the value, because for some of you, the prime location and beautiful sleek theming might have already been enough to sell you on this deluxe resort, but for others, you might need a little more convincing. And honestly, I'm in that bucket. This hotel is extremely expensive. It is on a par with other deluxe resorts that allow you to walk to the parks. So it is a very hard row to hoe to get me to pay to stay here at the Riviera. So during Disney World's off-peak season, you can expect to pay around $450 per night for a tower studio, which is teeny tiny. Did I mention teeny? And between $650 and $800 for a deluxe studio. That's one room, y'all, depending on whether you choose a standard or preferred room. The Riviera also has 1, 2, and 3 bedroom villas, which can sleep up to 5, 9, or 12 people, respectively. For these rooms, you can plan on paying between $900 and $3,000 per night. That's like bungalow prices at the Polynesian. Wow. So during the more popular travel times like summer or Christmas time, tack on an extra $100 to $200 more per night onto those prices I just talked about. So the price for a tower studio is just slightly less than standard rooms at other deluxe hotels, but it's important to note that the rooms at most other deluxe hotels can sleep up to 4 or 5 people, and the studios at the Riviera are seriously tiny and can only sleep up to 2 people. Y'all, I can't even tell you how small these are. I'll get more into that in our next section, but keep in mind, for this room, you're going to be paying a lot of money for a minuscule amount of space. Okay, I know, I'll stop harping on it, but there we go. So back to those teeny tiny rooms. Not too terribly long ago, we stayed in one of the tower rooms at the Riviera. Not gonna lie, it was beautiful, but the beauty of it was very much overshadowed by the fact that every time we turned a corner, we wound up elbowing our roommate. The room has a lot of areas for storage to make up for that lack of space, and it kind of reminds us of a cabin on a cruise ship or those like teeny tiny apartments in Paris and New York. You know the ones, you've been there. I haven't been there either. I've been in teeny tiny apartments in New York, and it's like every single possible chance to have storage somewhere, you have to, because they're just so tiny. Now, unlike most of the other rooms at Disney World's hotels, our room here didn't have a split bathroom. Normally there's a separate area for the sink and another area for the toilet, and the shower is separated by a door. In this room, that was not the case because, again, itty bitty living space. When we first entered our room, there actually wasn't a bed. Like, we saw the couch and the TV, but the bed was literally playing hide and seek with us. Guess where it was? In the wall, behind the couch, meaning we had to pull down the bed over the couch in order to lay on it. So you gotta make a decision here. You're gonna lay on the bed or sit on the couch, because you can't have both. If you're feeling cramped inside the room, it does have an attached porch balcony that you can step out onto for some fresh air and breathtaking views. Again, the outside of this resort, gorgeous. Now, if you're definitely gonna need some more space because a break on the balcony isn't gonna cut it, the deluxe studios are larger since they can sleep up to 5. One of the queen beds in these rooms will pull down from the wall, so you can put it away if you need more wiggle room. There's also a single pull-down bed, aka a Murphy bed, giving you room for one more. Though the rooms don't have in-your-face Disney characters around every angle, these beds pull down to reveal art from popular Disney movies like Beauty and the Beast, Peter Pan, Tangled, and the Aristocats. One perk of the deluxe studios is the kitchenette included in the room, because kitchenettes are handy dandy. If you need more space, then you might be better off with one of those villa options. These are much more spacious and include amenities like fully stocked kitchens with stove, oven, dishwasher, and dishware, a washer-dryer combo, and a fancy jet bathtub. If you go for the larger villas, you'll have more than one bathroom, which is also a glorious perk, especially when everyone's trying to get ready all at the same time in the mornings. The more arguments we can avoid, the better, right? With multiple bathrooms, you won't be bumping elbows or Mickey ears while brushing your teeth in the morning. Again, less crowded equals fewer arguments. A good way to start the day, especially when you're spending this much money on a hotel room. The views from these villas do vary, but you can choose what you'd like yours to be by selecting either a standard or preferred view room when you book this hotel on the Disney World website. With the preferred rooms, you'll be given the choice between views like the parking area, gorgeous, the pool, the lake, the Skyliner, or the courtyard. Now, let's talk transportation. We've already touched on Disney's Skyliner just a tad, but let's talk about it as well as the other modes of transportation here in a little more detail. After all, knowing your way around Disney World's complimentary travel options has the potential to make a serious impact on where you choose to stay. Why? Because although Disney's transportation services are convenient, they can also be a real time suck out of your day. So you gotta plan around that. And that's usually why you spend so much on a Disney hotel, is because you can walk to a park. But yeah, not here. You're spending just as much, but you cannot walk to a park. When it comes to Riviera, you've got that direct shot to both Epcot and Hollywood Studios via the Skyliner. Still have to wait in line for it, still have to take it. But when it comes to the other two parks, Animal Kingdom and Magic Kingdom, it's buses or nothing. Well, you can take your own car or a rideshare service, but if you're looking for a ride on Disney's complimentary services, then yeah, bus or nothing. The Skyliner from the Riviera is about a 10-minute flight to Epcot, but to get to Hollywood Studios, you'll have to make a quick transfer at the Caribbean Beach Skyliner station. Now, I say quick, it might be quick, it might be a line, you never know. Magic Kingdom is a good 15-ish minutes away by bus, and Animal Kingdom is about 10-ish minutes away, also by bus. The nice thing about the bus stop at Riviera is that there's only one you need to worry about, so you won't have to stress over the bus making multiple pit stops around the resort to pick up other passengers. When it comes to dining, you've got a European-themed hotel, and it equals European dining. There are a handful of top-notch restaurant options at the Riviera, ranging from quick and tasty to upscale and also tasty, but pricey, of course. The most popular restaurant is Topolino's Terrace Flavors of the Riviera, which is a character meal by day and a signature dining experience by night. Like the rest of the hotel, the menu takes inspiration from European cuisine, mostly French and Italian, and the views from Topolino's are great, revealing sights of not just the resort, but also Epcot and Hollywood Hollywood Studios off in the distance, especially from its outdoor terrace. Remember those fireworks I mentioned earlier? Yep, this is the place at the Riviera to see them. The restaurant books up fast, so be sure you're up and at 'em 60 days before a vacation to snag those advanced dining reservations. If you're staying at a Disney World hotel, that 60-day marker also includes the length of your stay, up to 10 days. For breakfast, you can eat with your good pals Painter Mickey, Poet Minnie, Dancer Daisy, and Architect Donald in their cutest artsy-fartsy attire. The breakfast menu is prix-fixe and includes an adorable basket of pastries alongside your entree, and you do get to choose from a list of entrees. We're big fans of the quiche Gruyere here, which is made with house-made pancetta, roasted potatoes, Gruyere, and lemon vinaigrette, but the smoked salmon that comes with an everything bagel, tomato, red onion, cream cheese, and capers also has proven to be a solid choice in the past. And of course, there's those waffles. They're really, really good. Dinner might not include characters, but it does include unique options like duck confit gnocchi and braised chicken rigatoni, and views of the Hollywood Studios and Epcot fireworks, of course, if you plan your dinner reservation just right. For a faster and more affordable meal, there's Primo Piatto. The counter service restaurant is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and features European-influenced options like croque madames and croque monsieurs. But if you're just looking for something more standard, you can find Mickey waffles and bacon cheeseburgers here too. Another quick option, Bar Riva, aka the resort's open-air pool bar. Here you're going to find bites like sandwiches and salads and specialty cocktails to enjoy poolside. Side note, this is one of Bria's favorite places to go write scripts lately whenever she's down there, but maybe that's because she's a sucker for all things frosé. So it's very possible she was writing this script sitting there at Bar Riva. I don't know. Now, if you're trying to track down a solid coffee shop, Le Petit Café is the best spot at the Riviera to find delicious pastries and sweets. Another side note, this is also a place Bria loves to write, especially if Bar Riva is getting too toasty for her laptop's liking. You guys can commiserate in the comments as to why Bria spends so much time writing at the Riviera. The bakery case at Le Petit has eye-catching desserts like profiteroles, fruit tarts, cupcakes, and seasonal goodies. This is always a place you're going to find seasonal stuff. And maybe you'd rather have a charcuterie board if you're not in a sweets mood. Totally your call. There's lots of good options here at Petit Café. Now, let's talk activities. Sure, there are a handful of recreational activities at Disney's Riviera, but you know what? One of my favorite things to do here is just walk the resort's grounds. A stroll around this hotel is going to give you some great views of the lake and nearby Skyliner, and it's pretty breathtaking, especially when the sun is starting to set. It provides you with that peaceful escape from the consistent park crowds that maybe you've been trying to track down. Not to mention, a walk through those archways leading to the Skyliner is where you're going to find those picturesque murals of Peter Pan and Tangled that you are required to take pictures with. And if you continue your walk over to the courtyard, you're gonna find games on the lawn like bocce ball and oversized chess. And remember, you can walk right over to Caribbean Beach Resort as well, so if you want a longer walk or even a run, this is a good option. The Riviera's main pool, creatively called Riviera Pool, is equipped with a water slide and lots of pool chairs to sprawl out on, and nearby you're gonna find the kids' Fantasia-themed water play area, S'il vous plaît. Get it? A lot more creative of a name than the pool itself. And kids there can splash about in makeshift fountains. Now, there's no rule that states you need to take a break from your exercise routine while you're on vacation. Like I said, lots of good options for running here. But if you need to fit in a workout during your getaway, the Athletic Fitness Center has weights and cardio machines for you. And if you feel like you haven't spent enough money at this hotel yet, you can always spend a little more at La Boutique, the resort's gift shop inside the lobby. But if you're looking for someplace quiet to pass the time, Voyager's Lounge is tucked away off the lobby. The walls are lined with bookshelves and vintage memorabilia, making it a relaxing hideaway. This is a great place to go to take your coffee from Le Petit Café. Okay, so is it worth it? Well, here's where it all comes down to money, location, money, whether you're a Disney Vacation Club member or not, and did I mention money? Well, if you're a diehard Epcot fan and you plan on visiting Epcot a lot during your trip, or you're wanting to make sure you're front and center for the park's rope drop in order to jump in line for those new Epcot rides ASAP, like Remy's Ratatouille Adventure or the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, then the convenience of the Skyliner taking you straight to the International Gateway, aka the backside entrance of the park, might be a big selling point for you. If you're a big fan of the Skyliner's quick travel capabilities, not only can you easily get to Epcot from the Riviera's personal Skyliner station, but with just a quick transfer at Caribbean Beach, you can also get to Disney's Hollywood Studios in a jiffy too. Quick word of warning though, sometimes the Skyliner might come across a small hitch that causes it to be down for the count for an extended period of time, like when there's inclement weather in the area or technical difficulties are throwing off its groove. If that's the case, there's a good chance you'll have to take a Disney bus to and from the Riviera instead. instead. Maybe you're looking for somewhere more classy and adult-oriented. Well, Disney's Riviera Resort has a nice, sleek vibe for adults who are looking for a romantic European getaway. This might be a fun splurge for those celebrating an anniversary, a honeymoon, or other major milestone. Plus, it's just fun to walk around this hotel and take in the beautiful, peaceful atmosphere. So if Riviera Resort speaks to your heart and soul, but you're not sure you can justify the cost, keep in mind that paying with Disney Vacation Club points might not be as atrocious as the dollar cost. According to our friends over at allears.net, Riviera Resort rooms cost between $400 and over $4,500. The initial per point cost at Riviera Resort was $188. Tower studios can be had from 12 points per night, deluxe studios for 16 or 20 points per night, standard or preferred rooms, one-bedroom villas for 33 or 41 points, two-bedroom villas for 43 or 52 points, and three-bedroom grand villas for 108 points per night. Not a Disney Vacation Club member? Well, it might be worth looking into renting some DVC points from a reliable third-party rental company. You know we love David's DVC rentals. You can learn more about how this is done from our YouTube video, This Disney World Hotel Secret Could Save You Hundreds. But Riviera might not be worth it if you don't want to spend a whole lot of money on some of the smallest deluxe rooms in Disney World property. For the amount you're paying for a teeny tiny studio here, which again is roughly $450 during those slow seasons, you could be investing in a much bigger room at any of the other hotels, including a cabin at Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort, which features a separate bedroom, bathroom, living area, private patio, and full kitchen. And the average rate for that type of cabin is around $436 per night. Maybe you'd rather spend that money and be even closer to Epcot. Disney's Boardwalk Inn and Yacht and Beach Club resorts are closer to the parks, and by closer I mean they're within walking distance to both Epcot and Hollywood Studios, and these hotels offer up more amenities at a similar price point. Maybe you're not the Skyliner's #1 fan. Not everyone's gonna love the heights you've got to travel when using the Skyliner system, so the Skyliner might not end up being a great perk for you if you don't ever end up using it. And maybe you're just wanting to book a room for the dining. If you're completely sold on Topolino's Terrace but not sold on the rest of the hotel, then I've got good news for you. You don't have to book a room here to eat here. You can still make reservations for the character dining experience or any resort table service for that matter, even if you aren't staying at that particular Disney hotel. So if it's just the food you're looking to enjoy at the Riviera, but you'd rather pay less for your overall resort stay, you can always book a room over at Disney's Pop Century Resort and ride the Skyliner to Topolino's Terrace for a morning with the characters or a night with the fireworks spectaculars. Now, this hotel might not be right for you if you're looking for a hotel with more in-your-face Disney vibes, right? You're traveling with a kiddo or multiple kiddos, and spending a bunch of money on a smaller room with more of a sleek and modern feel to it might not impress those kids much. Sure, there are subtle nods to the characters behind the Murphy beds, and there's a fun pool and water play area inspired by the Fantasia characters that they'll love to cool down in, but as far as brightly colored rooms and over-the-top Disney theming is concerned, this is not the place for that. The kids would probably be more excited with a value resort room over at Disney's Art of Animation Resort, where the rooms are themed around popular Disney animated movies like The Little Mermaid, Cars, Finding Nemo, and The Lion King. Plus, Art of Animation still gives you access to the Skyliner system, and you can book family suites here, which gives you a separate master bedroom, lots more sleeping space, 2 bathrooms, and a kitchenette for just about the same amount as that teeny tiny studio at the Riviera. And maybe you're going to spend more time at Magic Kingdom, right? If you're willing to spend all this money to be closer to the parks, but the park you're going to be visiting more during your upcoming trip is Magic Kingdom, then you don't want to invest in an Epcot area hotel. Disney's Polynesian Village Resort, Contemporary, Grand Floridian, those are all part of the monorail system that's going to deliver you directly to the front gates of Magic Kingdom. And if you take a monorail over to the Transportation and Ticket Center, you can still get to Epcot that way too. Overall, if you got it in your budget to splurge on a deluxe resort, then you got to decide if those European vibes and overall newness is going to be enough for you to choose Disney's Riviera Resort over all the others. Sure, Riviera's got the Skyliner, but so do Caribbean Beach, Art of Animation, Pop Century, and they cost a lot less. Sure, Riviera's close to Epcot and Hollywood Studios, but so are the other Epcot area resorts, and the Epcot area resorts are within walking distance of them. Sure, Riviera's got some good dining options, but you've got some really top-notch dining at other resorts too, like Ohana at Polynesian Village Resort, California Grill at Contemporary Resort, both of which have fireworks viewing areas too for Magic Kingdom. Disney's Riviera Resort serves wonderful views and serene settings. It's definitely worth at least a visit for the mosaic mural archways alone, but before you book a room here, weigh these pros and cons and decide if this artistic, European-themed hotel is going to be the best investment and the best value for your upcoming stay. Let us know in the comments what you think about Disney's Riviera Resort. Thanks for listening, everyone, and thanks for watching. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.